Hello, loves. Hello. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome to 50 Essentials. You are waking up with me. I've been up for maybe about an hour and a half, but still, you are waking up with me. I felt like it was very, very important to pop in today and have a little chat with everybody because I know that you are experiencing a lot of the ascension symptoms that I am experiencing and others are experiencing. Got my handy dandy Bucky's mug. I'm going to start off with last night. Somewhere around 8 p.m. Eastern time, all of a sudden, there was this light inside of my head and then there was this pressure. My ears were popping. I felt like I was in a plane, and that lasted a couple of hours. Hey, love. Welcome. But like you could see with your third eye, like you could see, it looked like the pineal gland was lit up inside your head. And then there's this pressure in your ears. That was interesting last night. And then I wake up today and my eyes are constantly watering and I'm just like, okay. Like a lot of times when you are dealing with expansion with the third eye or even the crown, your sinuses, your everything on your head will just go through it. So I was like, okay, we're here. This is where we are now. So if y'all see me slow blinking or closing my eyes are a lot, it's because they're irritated. They are irritated. Okay. So yeah, this is where I am right now, but I know so many of you are really like being dragged by these beautiful exotic energies that we are experiencing. Wow. So if anything looks weird, I just realized that the camera is inverted. It's okay. That's been my attitude about everything. It's okay. Just I don't even have the energy to like hold. I can't want anything too much. I can't in like none of the spectrum of emotions can be too extreme or else it becomes chaotic, in my perspective, like from what I'm dealing with. Like all of the energies are really forcing you to be present and grounded and indifferent because anything else is just uncivilized, right? It's literally like someone who doesn't know how to ice skate. And then you get out there and you're all over the place and injuries happen and all kinds of things, right? And then you affect other people out there. Like that's what it's like when you allow your energy to kind of just ride with the collective influence, that energy, it'll just snatch it and you won't even know what happened. You thought you were just upset over this tiny little thing, but your reaction was like way bigger than what it should have been. A lot of that is happening as well. We've got energies coming in right now in waves or pulses. So this is why there's these moments of intensity and then that seems to die down, but then the next moment of intensity, you get a different flavor of ascension symptoms. One moment you're emotional, the next moment, you may be dealing with headaches, the next moment your body aches, and it's just like all of these different things are switching up. And from what I understand, the reason for that is because when you've got trapped emotion in the body, when you're doing all of that deep healing on a cellular level, if the energy tries one way to be released and it's not working, it's going to try a different way. So it's like when you're playing pinball and you hit the right thing and all of these lights light up and you see all of the noise and you know what, love to all of our nervous systems right now, because it's a lot, it's a lot. Hey love, welcome. In shamanism, there's a term called the hollow bone. It's about allowing yourself to be cleared out so that you can become the hollow bone for the energies to move through. Perfect. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I love it. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? I know who you are, but I don't know who you are. And I don't want to make, what's your name, child? A person who is a person. Because I remember you telling me, oh, I'm so-and-so. Like, I actually know who you are, but I'm sitting here like, but which one of those people are you? Thank you. And so I'm sitting here like, I know her. People have to come and tell me like who they are on Instagram or somewhere else from their username on YouTube. It's so funny. Okay, what was I saying? Look, I'm holding on to this Lumerian crystal like for dear life, y'all. I'm over here. It's like a teddy bear to me. Oh man. And what I've noticed is that scheduling things and planning things is just so difficult, right? And it's not even the normal challenges that we're facing. It's weird stuff that just doesn't usually happen that's making scheduling challenging. And what's so crazy is we're barely starting the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. Okay, like this been happening the last couple of weeks. We're just dipping our toe into the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. So I could just imagine what it's going to look like the more we get into the shadow period, and even when we're in the retrograde in July, because man, I'm looking up at my calendar and I see that I still have it sitting here on June, because we're in June, but I need to change it so that I can reference what I'm saying. And you're like, wait, why am I looking at June? Because it's June. Okay, so I've had a lot of self-dialogue lately just to get me on task. Hey, Corey! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I promise you, I almost randomly popped up on you, but I didn't want to really deal with the person. So I was like, nah, you gonna have to do this on your own because you don't want to deal with this person. So because I thought about it and I was like, girl, calculate this properly. But what's up? Look. This is exactly what I was about to tell y'all. There's another beautiful ascension symptom where you can't seem to really like get into anything. Like for the last few days, even if I wanted to watch a movie or a TV show, I won't watch it all the way through. I can't even watch a long YouTube video all the way through right now. It's just there's a lot of stuff that's got you really, again, coming back to self, coming back to your epicenter, and it's like, nope, can't go this way, you can't go that way, you can't go too far, it's interesting. Okay. So that short attention span, don't think that like something's wrong with you. Again, your nervous system is, your brain is part of your nervous system, and it's very sensitive, right? Your nervous system is very sensitive. And so as you're releasing stuff on a cellular level, what you may not realize is that all of this communication between these beautiful energies and your DNA, your RNA, right? It's an event that's happening. So if you cannot focus on something when you normally would be able to, it's because there is something in progress within you that requires your stillness or requires minimal, what they would say, minimal computation or minimal activity consciously, right? And I know we can't all just stop and be like, okay, I'll wait. We can't just do that. So, just definitely like love on yourself and don't really like force yourself to hold a standard of being right now, because you're literally like morphing. Okay. It's like going through all of these different ways that you look, just like when you're a child and then you grow up to an adult. You look a lot of different ways. You're going through that in your being right now. You're morphing so that you can get to the final end result of whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? And each process is its own, right? So I'm not saying that it's the absolute end of everything. No, I'm talking about it being the end of that process. But yeah, that's happening. What else is happening besides time speeding up and then standing still? Have y'all been seeing like just nature and things pausing? Looks like somebody pressed the pause button on it, because that's a thing too. There's just a lot. Like I could sit here and run through a list of the awesome, interesting things that are happening. Because, we've got a lot of what we wanted to see and what we wanted to get into. And then we've got a lot of what we really don't really want. You know what I'm saying? Bilocation and stuff too. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think that's interesting, love, because I noticed that there are people who were not as aware of themselves as others now becoming at least an extra dimension of awareness. Like they're able to observe themselves at least once, but we got people out there that can observe themselves 3 and 4 times over, but there are, and I know it sounds some kind of way, right, to have to say this at this point, because so many of us have been going through this for decades, years. We've been aware for a little while, right? There are people that are literally just now awakening or becoming aware. Okay? Like literally. And I just, that's not my department at this point, because what do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful when talking to them, because it's a lot, and you've come a long way personally. So, let this is why everybody kind of comes into awareness in waves. You know who your people are, who can understand you and who you can help, and leave the others up to the other ones, because it's a lot. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so proud that you're actually like able to even do that, Corey. Hey Britt, how you doing? Music, movies, even my art. I can't. Yeah, it's very yeah. It took a lot for me to even do. I was like over the last 2 weeks, I wanted to do videos, but yeah, it's literally, it's like an interruption, like a mic drop, like some random cancellation, and you gotta shift. Like, that's just, it's been a ride. It's been a ride, and unfortunately, the whole reason why I'm even doing this video is to let you know that when you thought that it was time to get off the roller coaster, you're like, okay, I got through that. Woo, we're going to stop now. I'm going to be able to unlock myself and step out of this little car. No. Now the ride is malfunctioning and you can't get off. And you've got to wait until it gets fixed. And you don't know how long that's going to be. You got to use the restroom. You're hungry. You're thirsty. That's July. So have a cupcake while you wait in your mind. You know what I'm saying? This is where your mental fortitude is going to come through. This is where you're going to have to utilize your can we talk today? Visualization skills. And I think that's why we had those very important over the last couple of weeks, those very important, and even still now, third eye activations specifically, because you're going to need it. Okay? You're going to really need your visualization skills. You're going to really need your connection to the divine, and you know, your crown and your third eye are going to be major players in July. Major players, because it's literally you're going to have to flex that mind over matter, but in a more spiritual way. Oh yeah. And I kept saying with the words and not knowing my words and fumbling my words, I kept saying, well, we're not even in shadow yet. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? So if it's already like this before we even hit shadow, my advice to you is to only communicate when it's absolutely necessary, only exchange information when it's absolutely necessary, check, and recheck. Get all of the receipts and transcripts for everything you're doing in July. Like literally confirmation after confirmation, okay? And you know, if somebody tells you they're going to call you, don't wait until 2 days after they were supposed to call you to check in. Give them about 30 minutes to an hour and say, hey, what's going on? You got to check on people. You've got to check on processes. And we've got to get out of this idea of, well, that's not my job, or I shouldn't have to do this. It's necessary because everybody's going through it at the same time. Okay? Yep. I'm over here reading the comments. So yeah, I feel you. Oh my goodness. And you're going to feel in July like there's just not enough of you. In those moments where you feel like you need to duplicate yourself or you wish you could, that's telling you that you've overcommitted yourself, or you've committed yourself to situations that you don't have the energy for, or you're doing a lot of things that you don't even like to do out of obligation or whatever reason, and that you need to go ahead and take inventory and cancel some things. Whatever is in your power to shift, right? Whenever you hit those moments of, oh, I wish there was 4 or 5 of me. No, because you would be able to enjoy or do what it was that you wanted to do if you were not allotting your energy or your even your thoughts and your mental and your emotional to something else. Because for some of you, what's going to happen is you're clearing. There's stuff from your past, right? You may be having dreams, or it may be coming up as thoughts. The thing is, if you get into it instead of allowing yourself to release it, it's going to color the activities you're currently doing, and you're not going to enjoy them very much. And you're going to think it's odd. You're going to be like, why am I not enjoying this? I love this. Well, it's because the process of release is being stunted, held back, slowed, and it's coloring your current experiences. Okay. So again, that's going to call you to just go into self-care so that you can relax and release. You know, that part. I think that's a really good thing to do in those moments. I think the biggest story in July is going to be about Mercury being retrograde. And like I told people in my Patreon, when I did the last Vedic astrology check-in, Mercury is retrograding in Cancer. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of active emotional energy out there. Cancer literally rules the expression of emotion. So you're going to have to just like be in moments where everybody else is losing their stuff, you know, as long as you're safe, as long as you're not being attacked, you can just allow people to express themselves. But if you're not safe or you're being attacked, your first instinct should be to remove yourself from that situation if possible. And if not possible, just say less, say the least, right? And use a calm, reassuring tone. It's like dealing with a stray dog when you're on a walk. You know, you want to make eye contact, you want to stand your ground, but you don't want to be aggressive too. I don't know. Disintegrating. I like it. I like it. I'm working on that breath because, ooh, my eyes. Come on. I'm working on that breath because, dang, I've been easily irritated. Yep. Again, our emotions are very closely knit to our nervous system. And because our nervous system is literally hypersensitive right now, experiencing your own emotions is one thing, but experiencing people out there or around you expressing their emotions, you're going to feel that deeply. The empathy is real. It's gonna be really strong, and you're gonna have to hold your ground. Remind yourself that's where that crown chakra comes in. That highest divine wisdom is telling you, well, you know, this really doesn't have anything to do with you. There's nothing to defend here. Let it run its course. Just sit and even if it does have something to do with you, whatever was done was done. The expression needs to run its course still. You still have to sit there and let it happen without being engaged and involved in extending the constrictive experience, right? It's necessary, though, for the feelings to get out, to be expressed, yada, yada. And then after that, you know, you can move forward with some kind of resolution. But we cannot expect others to be responsible right now or to get a hold of themselves. You are the anchor in these situations. So they're going to follow your lead. Okay? It's very important that you understand that you do have to go first when it comes to whatever you think maturity is. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has new meaning now. There are so many different perspectives now on the words that we thought we knew. If you know that there's going to be high emotion, if you know that you're going to be highly sensitive to the energies being thrown around out there, then you also know that it is your responsibility to move accordingly and to respond accordingly, right? And always with the intention of resolution and grounding and peace, okay? It starts from you. And I know that some of you have had this experience where if someone is yelling at you, they're mad at you, and you don't seem to care, they actually get madder or it gets worse, right? That may be a concern for some of you. It's okay. You still have to hold your ground in your peace, right? In your sovereignty, and allow that person to get as mad as they want, because it has to run its course. Some of these energies are clearing literally multiple deep levels. So there's a snowball effect that will happen. July has a flavor of tragedy with it. Very big, dramatic, tragic energy, right? And it's like somebody is literally serving it out like chocolate cake or whatever your favorite food is, tempting you to be dramatic and tragic, but you can say no. You can say no. You know that you can feel your feelings, right? And you know you can still allow that energy to clear without anybody getting hurt. You know how to isolate yourself when you need to. You know how to be alone when you need to. Go to a park, go somewhere where you can feel your feelings and they don't have to get all over people. You have tools. You're aware of your tools. You know how to actually practice prevention as well. If you know this energy is going to be out here running amok, trying to tempt you to be tragic, then you're going to speak over yourself positively at the beginning of your day. You're going to bust out those affirmations and sleep with them running at night. You're going to do everything to reinforce yourself, because just the fact that you are carrying joy and light and that you're not bothered is enough to anger people. There doesn't need to be a reason, okay? So it's very important that, again, as soon as stuff starts looking crazy, getting crazy, zoom into yourself. Let me check in. What do I need right now? I'm observing this. What do I need in this moment? Am I safe? Do I feel safe? Can I leave? If I can't leave, what are my tools right now? You know, it's going to be very important. You're going to have to coach yourself through this, because panic attacks galore, okay? Reasons to cry are going to be abundant. And it's not all constrictive. There's some very beautiful, expansive energies. People are going to be crying from joy. People are going to be dramatic from being happy, too. Both extremes are going to be happening, and you might even feel like, because some of us are going to be experiencing both, right? So you might feel a little, is it Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or something like that? Like a split personality situation going on there, Let's try to refrain from mentally diagnosing people that we're observing and understand that they're simply dealing with these energies, right? That's their business whether they go to the doctor or not and actually get a clinical diagnosis. But I'm gonna stay out of it, right? That's where compassion comes in. You have no idea what they're going through, what they've been through, right? So we're just gonna have to really hone in, and the humility has to be really worked for in July. Okay. You're gonna have to dig it out from somewhere, because you're gonna be tested, and you're already gonna be sensitive emotionally as well. So we're gonna see how strong you really are, as a being, not just as a person in a physical body, but as a whole being. Where's your strength? Because you're gonna find out where it lies. You're gonna find out where your power lies as well. Is there's going to be a lot of people trying to force situations. It literally feels like a dynamic of a newborn baby. What happens? The only way they know how to communicate is to cry. And that tends to control the caretaker. It's their world. When they cry, you jump. And that's how people are going to be out there, like newborn babies. And they're going to try to force others to jump, to shift, to react. Don't do it. You know that they're okay. They just don't know that they're okay. And it's okay. You see what I mean? I was sitting here like, look, I didn't know exactly what I was going to say today, but I'm grateful for channeling and higher divine connection, because it just kind of does it for me, and I'm grateful. Just because I'm also listening to myself as I'm talking, and I'm like, yeah, you said that. Yep. So I just wanted to check in with y'all and help you to understand what to expect in July. And when I do these energy check-ins, a lot of times it's from the perspective of you as the individual being and your interaction with the others around you. Yeah, it's collective because I'm talking to everybody. However, I'm not really talking about the energies that the world can expect from these transits or the ascension energies. I'm really focused on the people that are listening to me and have been listening to me, and your experience with others in your local reality. You see? So one person I do recommend, if you're interested in like worldly events or what to expect for the world stuff, is Joni Petrie, because she is on fire. She's an actual Vedic astrologer. Joni Petrie will let you know what is happening out there, okay? And what to expect. I absolutely love her. So definitely go and look at her stuff, because that's what she specializes in, okay? Very important. Self-care is going to be your rock in July. Self-care, okay? Find you a little hideaway. Find you a little safe space to go to when you need to. It could be your car, I don't care. Have your home base, like in the game when we're safe, nobody can tag us. Is it tag? I said it. You're it tag. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need a home base, some kind of safe space where you feel safe. Okay. And you're gonna need your self-care things, whatever that looks like for you. Some of y'all it's sandwiches, because I just literally saw sandwiches. I don't know why. The ones with the square bread, not the sub sandwiches, but actual square sandwiches. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna have to let y'all go. I have a Airbnb experience coming up. But I am doing the July videos for the signs. I'm gonna do 4 videos for the elements and do the 3 signs in each video. So that's gonna be over in Patreon. And y'all gotta remember, you got free access to this stuff in Patreon. You don't actually have to be a paid member. So, but yeah, I am gonna get started on those videos for July for people. But have a beautiful day, and I hope this helped. Please share this video, like, subscribe if you haven't, and love to you all. You can do this. You got this. We're still going to be here after July, rocking it out, okay? We got this. Have a beautiful day, love.